Hi and welcome to Dr. Mix from a completely different location within the studio. Where am I? I am at the video desk by the entrance. This is my DJ set, records, and here is where the video desk is. So you may be thinking, what are you doing, Claudio, with Adam Salvage in the background? Well, I have a confession to make. I am a huge fan of Adam Salvage from Tested, and I was a big fan since the days of Mythbusters. I put his show on when I am preparing a video, working on something that I can do with the other side of my brain, you know what I mean? And he keeps me company, and I love making things with my hands, and he happens to be working in a very noisy environment, and I really understand the challenge from an audio standpoint, and I thought this would be one of those occasions where RX-8 works perfectly. Maybe I could contribute some knowledge to the editor of Adam Salvage, who may not know that this technology is around. And incidentally, my video guy, I had never explained to him how to use RX-8. I mean, this is a little bit beyond the realm of video editors. So I thought, why not make a video where I explain exactly how I do it, how it works for me, and maybe how other editors can use it too. Here's Adam Salvage. This is the episode that I was following the other day. I love this episode because he speaks about Nagra. You know what? Let me zoom in a little bit. The Nagra is a great historic brand of reel-to-reel tape recorders. I know that he works in a noisy environment and I'm used to it. It doesn't really bother me. But when he speaks like
their stories, and sometimes I find objects that are so beautiful.
Can you hear all that noise? This thing. Plus, he's gracious enough to offer sometimes long pauses, so I am completely able to capture that and remove it. And also, I have noticed that on other episodes, for example, the Leviathan Axe, I noticed that the editor here must have tried to noise gate or to use a normal denoiser.
Wrote to me last week. He texted me. He's in his mid-teens, and he said...
So there's also this note...
that he had a really great idea for me for a one-day build. His
voice is getting a little bit masked by the denoise filter because unless it's something really tailored, it's really hard to just open a denoise plugin, run it on Premiere Pro and expect it to do the job. But I can see that they're trying. That's why I want to contribute this. I'm going to denoise this episode, the one about the Nagra, and I'm going to export it. Usually here you will find H.264, that's what you use for YouTube and things like that. But I am going to go to waveform audio, which means WAV. Personally, I also go, instead of 48 kilohertz, I like to go 44.1 just because my entire system in Studio A is completely 44.1. I'm just going to give it a name. My naming scheme for this type of files is TBCU, to be cleaned up. So I'm gonna call this Spy Recorder TBCU. So there you go, I export it. In the meantime, we go to Studio A because the whole system is synchronized. As I'm talking, the file is being uploaded to the server and it will be readily available. There you go, Spy Recorder TBCU. Let me put this camera just here. Much better. So here's RX-8 by Isotope. Let's drag and drop the file in question right there. So let's listen.
Hi everybody, Adam Salvage in my cave.
So this is the, we got a little bit of that audio sonic brand trigger. That's the name of it, right?
With a show and tell.
Nice. So this is what I need. This bit right here. You see, this is just the noise. And all I need to do is go to Spectral Denoise. The first thing I'm gonna do is tell it to learn. So now it has just figured out the pattern of the noise. I usually keep it here at bests, and I'm gonna show you a little bit around what these controls do and how they affect what you're doing. Let's give it a go just the way it is now. Already you can see that this noise is gone. From here, that noise is completely gone. Now, will it also affect the voice? Let's check out. So we just select a little bit earlier, and now when we preview, we can hear how it sounds.
My cave with a show and tell.
That's pretty good.
My cave with a show and tell.
So
yeah, this is a show and
Well, you've heard the dramatic difference, right? So I'm just gonna go render, and I'm gonna check.
With a show and tell.
It was pretty okay, the settings, the way they were. But you know what? Let me Control Z. I will just, for example, put all of the threshold up and the reduction up. Listen to how it sounds now.
With a show and tell.
Yes, it sounds clean, but it has destroyed the voice as well. So you go back and then maybe let's try threshold all the way down and see how it affects the sound.
With a show and tell.
Well, it's a little bit better, but I think that if I pull down the reduction and try this again.
With a show and tell.
Now it's not enough. So let me try and pull up the threshold a little bit. Control Z, and let's render again.
With a show and tell.
Sounds pretty good to me. If I go back, Control Z, I listen.
With a show and tell.
I hear a lot of noise, and I hear the voice. And now I play it again after the denoiser.
With a show and tell.
That's good. That's good enough. That noise is completely gone, hasn't it? And the beauty is that you don't even need to do anything. So I've just hit Control Z because now I'm going to apply it to it all. So all I need to do is select anywhere, and then I hit Control A, or Apple A, I think. And then I just hit render. Although it takes a little while, I mean like 43 seconds for an entire episode of tested. You can do your color correction while you do this. So now I'm talking directly to Dominic, my video guy, but also to Adam Savage's video guy. I'm gonna show you a couple of more things. You know what? While this is happening, I'll show you what I record with right now. Right now, I'm using this Sony digital microphone, which sounds pretty good, but also I use a little lavalier here, you know, just in case it catches a better sound. You know, my personal challenge is that I've got music coming from there, so if I put the microphone here, then the sound comes in. But if I have that directional microphone, then it's slightly better because it goes straight to my face. But as well, you can isolate the dialogue in RX8. I'm gonna quickly show it to you. This other thing that I use is called dialogue de-reverb. You know what? Let's do dialogue isolate first. Let's see if there is any music somewhere. Oh, easy. Let's try with the beginning when there is a sonic brand trigger. Let's see if we can isolate. It better work now. Dialogue isolate. Bang. Let's see. So we got...
Hi, everybody. Adam Savage in my cave with a show and tell.
Actually, the denoiser has already done a little bit of the work. It's still a little bit there. Let's see if doing this will noise gain. Let's try and render it. Check out.
Hi, everybody. Adam Savage in my cave with a show and tell.
So basically, it has removed, this thing has remained, but you know, you can address this differently. The way I would address it, I would go to, it's becoming a long episode, isn't it? Okay, fine. I will go with Spectral repair, bang, and I would go here, bang. I would select these guys right there, bang, and I would go attenuate the surrounding region. It's gonna be maybe like this. Yeah, surrounding region. This is where it's taking its information from to compare. So then you go render and they're gone. Like they've never been there.
In my cave with a show and tell.
Yeah, I mean, I've done it just quickly, you know, maybe the strength was a little bit too much. Maybe less strength. Yeah, how's that?
Cave with a...
Yeah. And now it doesn't even mask the voice anymore. So that's it. You know, if you really want to do even more, you can do the dialogue reverb, de-reverb, sorry. And which I do sometimes to my videos, especially because, you know, you have to imagine here I've got synthesizers, fans, transformers. I mean, the Prophet 5 has a very noisy transformer. So there is noise. Sometimes, you know, if I'm speaking a little bit too far, there is a lot of ambience. And then I use the dialogue de-reverb, and I'll show you how it sounds.
Show and tell that probably should have been a one-day build, but I never got around to filming it.
All right. So now I'm gonna select the whole of it, and I'm gonna say, yeah, dialogue de-reverb. Let's go.
Yeah, this is a show and tell that probably should have been a one-day build, but I never got around to filming it.
Do you, yeah, yeah, you get it? Look, Control Z, before.
Yeah, this is a show and tell that probably should have been a one-day build, but I never got around.
And back.
Yeah, this is a show and tell that probably should have been a one-day build, but I never got around to filming it while it was happening.
So, I mean, you might want to be a little bit careful how much you use of this. There is also a different one. I'm gonna undo this. There's a different one which is just simply called de-reverb. This seems to be more for music, but let's see, preview.
Yeah, this is a show and tell that probably should have been a one-day build, but I never got around to filming it while it was happening.
I think this is a little bit more designed for, I don't know, maybe no. It just works, I think.
Yeah, this is a show and tell that probably should have been a one-day build, but I never got around to filming it while it was happening.
Versus...
Yeah, this is a show and tell that probably should have been a one-day build, but I never...
Do you know, I still think that for dialogue, you should use the dialogue de-reverb. Let's apply that again. Boom.
Yeah, this is a show and tell that probably should have been a one-day build, but I never got around to filming it.
Done. Another thing that you may want to do, because sometimes when you do this process, and because the microphone is far anyway, it, accentuates the fact that there is no low end. With the reverb and everything, with the noise in the background, you can't really tell exactly what's going on in the low mids. And, some of this processing tends to remove, if you do it like day to day, that you just go on and do it. Sometimes you might want to think, maybe I'm gonna give the low end a little bit of oomph. So I have an EQ here, and I think by default does this. This is a curve that I've designed for my voice on camera. Yeah, I roll off here. I bump up 100 to 200. I mean, we're talking about 2 dBs, 3 dBs, not much. And then, the boxiness around 400, 600, I pull down, and then I don't touch the mids, maybe pull down the 4K for the S's, but then give it a little bit of air. So this is what I like to do. Let's see if it works on Adam Salvage here. Let's preview it.
Yeah, this is a show and tell that probably should have been a one-day build, but...
Versus...
Yeah, this is a show and tell that probably should have been a one-day...
See, it's a little bit like this, but this removes a little bit of the boxiness. In this case, I would kind of go here as well a little bit and maybe give it even more. I knew I digress. I do that. And let's listen to it again without bypass now.
Yeah, this is a show and tell that probably should have been a one-day build, but I never got around to filming it while it was happening.
This is not necessary. Dominic, you don't need to do this if you don't want to. Also because, you kind of want to have decent speakers or headphones, or a pair of speakers that anyway.
Show and tell that probably should have been a one-day build, but...
Before EQ?
A show and tell. This is a show and tell that probably should have been...
See? Now it's got a little bit more. So, hey... Adam, I'm not sure if you're ever gonna see this anyway, but know that I love you. I really love your spirit, and you keep me company during COVID when I'm alone for a long time. So thank you, and I hope this was useful to you. I'm gonna try and send it to you via email, but otherwise, I'm also happy to have a chat with your video guy, and if I can be of any assistance, it would be my honor. In the meantime, guys, thanks for watching this, and hope you're doing super well, that you're loving each other, and that you're staying inspired. Dr. Mix, watch this. It's a good idea. This video.